on 9.
Second down at 9. 2 minutes to go. There's Goff back, looking, throws. It is caught. Amon-Ra St. Brown, first down. That's going to do it. That's going to do it. That's going to do it. Jared Goff delivers against his former team. Now all they have to do is take a knee 3 times, and this game will be over. Takes the snap, takes the knee. This game is over. Oh, the Detroit Lions have won it. Celebrate, boys. Celebrate. You're coming right back here next week to take on the winner of the Philadelphia-Tampa Bay game. What a night.
So not that there was any pressure on the Lions team as a whole, how much pressure did you feel to nail the call? And thankfully you did. It will live on forever now.
Well, we got to the 2-minute warning, and they go to break. And we started doing math. And I just said to the guys in the booth, and I'm going to each one, I said, if they get a timeout, it's over, right? If they get a timeout, it's over, right? Because you want to make sure if you're going to call that, you want to say, well, they're punting to the Rams with 12 seconds left.
Right.
So once we got to the 2-minute warning and you knew that if they got the first down, they only had one timeout, 40 seconds, 40 seconds, 40 seconds, game over.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, you definitely, especially in this day and age when you know your calls are played really across the country. That's grown so much in the 19 years I've been doing it. You don't want to get it wrong. There's no doubt. You don't want to get it wrong.
Dan,
so there is some of that.
It is kind of an anticlimactic way to win the game. I mean, it's not, it's not a big score. It's not
No, but it is. There was a moment there where you had to decide, are you going to just run the ball into the line?
Yeah.
And maybe have to punt it with 1:10 to go, or are you going to throw the ball where if it's incomplete, it stops the clock. They save the timeout. So Dan Campbell had to make a decision there. And my guys, TJ and Lomas, were like, throw it.
Right.
Throw the ball, win the game.
Decision.
So, there was that.
Was the moment,
and Dina, that's a great point because you never really know, is it going to be a play that's going to win the game?
Right.
Is it going to be just kind of anticlimactic? So in your mind, you think about all these different scenarios, but you never really know what it's going to be until it happens.
We know you don't ever want to make it about you, but I do have to tell you, for your national fan base, my dad in Houston calls me, and he's like, they popped up Dan Miller's social media. Everyone, Fox Houston is saying they want to follow and get the calls from you because they think it's so much better getting it from you than anybody else.
Well, I appreciate that. It's been fun, and the reception's it's incredible. But it starts with winning. I'm a lot better when the team wins than when they lose, because when they lose, people aren't paying attention to you. So, I mean, it's like, the stuff gets out there, and I understand that, but it's the team, and it's not, it's winning makes everything better. Winning allows people to enjoy it. That's not going to sound quite as well if you're talking about, hey, it was a great year. They made the playoffs and stuff like that. And that's what I've been saying is if they hadn't won that game, we'd be rationalizing, hey, they won a division. They got a home playoff game. They took steps. They went further, and that's huge.
Move it forward for me. Lions, Bucks, the team they beat already this year. Tampa's hot, coming in, winning 5 of 6, I believe. How do you see this one?
Well, again, like some of the teams we've seen recently, some of their strengths match up to the Lions' weaknesses. That's what gives you pause to start with. Okay, what are they going to have to attack? They've got big-time receivers. They can make big-time plays. And over the last month, the Lions have had a lot of problems with that. So I think they have to find a way to deal with that. Baker Mayfield's a quarterback that can get really hot, and he can start spinning it. Or he might be able to give you a couple of plays where you're going to get something off your defense. So I think that's where it starts. And then offensively, just do what you've been doing. Just their defense is good. From Vita Vea to the linebackers to Winfield, they've got guys at every level to make plays. But the Lions have been very resilient. Jared Goff, running game, passing game, just keep doing that. I think the challenge is who can step up on that defense and make some plays outside of Aiden Hutchinson and the guys that we've seen. You're going to need some other guys to step up and make plays.
It's the emotions of last week's game with Jared Goff in particular, taking on his former team and all of that emotional baggage. I mean, it doesn't get harder than that, right? This game has got to be have a little less of that angst with it.
I think it's different.
Yeah.
I think there's no doubt, and I've said this all week, Jared winning that game to me, was life-changing for him. Because you're able to put that whole thing that happened with LA behind. Look, you get traded. They basically say, you're not our guy. They send you away. The guy that takes your place has a big season. They win the Super Bowl. You're struggling in Detroit. There was a moment for him to get closure by winning that game. If they come in here and beat him, it's like, man, they did it again. And you have to live with that. He won. I think he could wake up the next day feeling good, putting that whole thing behind him. And this becomes different now because the stakes go up. Now you're taking on a team to get to the NFC Championship game. But the cool thing is they're back at home. We didn't know that was going to happen. That's a twist in the story. So all of a sudden now you get to play Tampa Bay in your house again with those crazy fans doing what they do. And they're going to go from here to here. Because now they know the stakes get bigger. So for Jared, it's a different challenge. But I'm just so happy for him that he was able to do that, because I think as human beings we can understand what he had been through. But we can also understand what the feeling of triumph is when you win that game against that team. No doubt.
The rejection.
No doubt. How great is it, too, afterwards, Dan Campbell says you're good enough for Detroit?
Dude,
is that, I mean,
chills.
I mean, every free agent, everybody that's coming into the draft this year, they see what's happening here.
And that's part of the story, Ryan, is knowing what he went through, but Dan Campbell just seems to have an uncanny ability to capture the moment and to understand what's happening around him. And in that moment, when all of your emotions are going nuts in that locker room after a game and you're just coming down off that victory, to understand, let me give this guy's bouquet. Let me tell this guy, you're our guy. And he does that every week. That's one of his strengths.
Unbelievable.
One of the things that Ryan mentioned last week as we were gearing up for last week's game was that it's like if you're a salesperson and you know your merch, you're going to be better. And that is interesting to think about, that when you feel like you know what you're doing, that takes away a lot of the nerves and allows them to have some confidence going in.
There's confidence with this team, and that comes from Dan Campbell. He's great at setting the tone. This team has not lost 2 games in a row since October 30th of last year. That's huge in the NFL, and it's hard to do. But it comes from him understanding who they are and now them understanding who they are. It is grit. It is resilience. It is all the things they talk about. They're not just buzzwords. It's what they do, and it's the way they live, and we're seeing it right now.
Can we just say go Packers as well? I mean,
I'll be locked in on Saturday night. Look, and if it does come to that, they're going to be flying in here, so it won't be easy. But I'd rather have that game at home. So we'll lock in on Saturday night and watch that game.
Absolutely. And again, Sunday, just lock right here at Fox 2. Starts at 10 a.m. with Lions Game Day Live. Danny Rogers takes over with Inside the Pride at 11:30. We are back with our Fox 2 Lions playoff pregame show at 12. We'll take you until 2. Come back to Fox 2 for the Lions postgame show at 6. And then they wrap everything up on the works at 11 o'clock. And hopefully they're talking about an NFC championship matchup with the Detroit Lions versus
the game,
whoever.
Flip on your phone like I did. Find Dan on the radio.
The Odyssey app. Yes.
And it doesn't time out great, but it's real nice at the end of the game.
And you know, people have told me you can kind of mess with your DVR a little bit and line it up. So, and we appreciate that.
I did that the last few minutes of the game, actually, last week. It was great to just kind of turn the volume down and listen to Dan Miller and Lomas Brown. Awesome.
Love it.
Great stuff.
Appreciate you guys.
Awesome. Good call.